Is he wrong or just brutally honest?
I'm almost 40 years old. You know what I mean? I'm a high-value woman.
Are you married?
It doesn't matter if I'm married.
A 40-year-old fat woman that's saying she's high value. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Oh, you know what?
40 years old and fat, too?
Sorry.
Holy.
I don't listen to the way that Muslims think about anything, so shut up.
You need the guidance.
No, I think you need the guidance.
You need to stop eating pigs.
I'm on her side.
You clearly eat too much ham.
Wait.
More than 2 bodies is no good for you?
No, more than 10. Like, if
Now, here's the thing.
no
like,
way.
This is a personal thing with each guy. They all have their number, and that's fine. But most guys are going to have problems with women that have a very promiscuous past. That's just the reality. It's a biological reality.
No, it's not.
So,
what about men? How about women that have a problem with men? It could go both ways, can't it?
the reality is that if a man has a lot of sexual partners, he's doing something right, because it's not easy for men to get sexual access. But if a woman has a lot of sexual partners, she's definitely doing something wrong. Men must create their value to get sexual access, versus women need to preserve their value, because as soon as they turn 18, they can get any guy that they want.
The most immature women I've ever dated that were the most toxic, the most conflict-ridden, the most immature were women my age or older.
That's why they're still single.
It does play into this idea that, look, there are good women who can, shit happens, whatever. You can find good women in late 20s, 30s, even older. But I think the proportion, like the keepers, get discovered early.
It's likely, the older you get, the more you've experienced. You can have good and bad experiences. The more trauma you have, the more bullshit the man needs to deal with.
True.
Number one. And then also, I think men they like being able to give their woman their first time experience. You know what I mean? Like, they want to be the one to put them in that nice car for the first time, and give them all these luxurious and derive a lot of pleasure from that.
No, it is true. And I agree with Andrew on
Where's
this.
my nice car? I said, where's my nice car?
You're young. You're
dating college guys, right?
You're not going to find your husband.
Start dating 30-year-olds.
And in terms of the maturity, though, look, I can tell you from my own experience, some of these older women, man, the most fucking toxic, like they don't handle rejection well, they don't handle breakups well, they do not handle it. And I've had women like, you can do the nice thing where a lot of guys will ghost a girl. You can be like, you can do the nice thing and talk to them and tell them, hey, listen, it was nice going on 1 or 2, 3 dates with you, but I don't know if it's the right fit. And you can be nice and polite, not do the ghosting thing. And I've had 1 or 2 older women lose their fucking shit and make it their fucking scorned woman, make it their thing to want to I've had women try to ruin my business because I didn't want to keep dating them. Like, awful shit, like completely disproportional. Call it going nuclear. So, for example, I don't think you should call people stupid. But if I call somebody stupid, I think you should perhaps insult me back in a proportionate way. So you shouldn't be like, if I call somebody stupid, you probably shouldn't be like, well, I hope your parents die. That seems disproportionate, In that same vein, I've rejected women. And when I say reject, I'm not like, you suck, bitch. No, it's like very polite. I don't ghost them. I communicate. They lose their fucking shit. And they're like, oh my God, you wasted my time. I'm like, we went on 1 date, 2 dates. Calm down, lady. And so they go nuclear.
I was talking to my ex-husband last month and I learned something new. I'm too old for him. So we're good friends and we've been divorced over 3 years now. And he's on the apps. And I was curious. I was like, what range do you have for your age? And I think he said early 40s, maxing out at around 52 because you could do a slider. And I was like, 52? I'm almost 55. As if dating apps aren't hard enough. Now I'm too old for these fuckers. If my relationship were not to work out and I decided to venture into hell, I don't think I'd show up as a possibility. Now I'm too old for you? We rejected you. My relationship had better work out because otherwise I'm screwed. What are 55-year-old men putting?
I don't want no living prostitute. I'm not going to pay no woman to be here. Do you want to be here? Well, then kick something in then. Well, you don't want to kick nothing in, then you ain't got to be here. You don't want to kick nothing in, you ain't got to be here, but you're not coming over here for free.
Would you pay all the bills? She's doing everything right. She has paid all the bills for you, makes you feel good, do everything right.
Not off the back, but I would.
The game guy would. Wow.
It's not about the money. It's about understanding I only want a woman to deal with me because of me, not what I'm providing. As soon as you put money into the equation, a woman is going to do what's best for herself. Self-preservation says, I'm going to go to work to a job that I hate, to a boss that I hate, because I need to survive. So the moment you start spending money on a woman's living situation, she's going to stay with you regardless if she likes you or not, because you're supporting her life.
Right.
So I don't ever want it to get confused and a woman want to stay with me longer because, well, shoot, I would leave, but he's paying half the rent or he's paying all the rent. So it's like, no. If she ready to leave, I want her to have no reason not to leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about the money. It's about me feeling like she's really fucking with me for me and not for my money. Even if I was a billionaire, woman ain't just gonna come in and nah. I need something. Y'all know you ain't got.
Wait. If you're a billionaire,
if I'm a billionaire,
you still gotta ask her for something.
I'm gonna ask her for something. Now she may not be able to afford the $100,000 a month rent, but whatever she's capable of, she gonna have to kick that up, like Uncle Sam say. Otherwise, ain't no for any. I'm not housing no prostitute, right? You pay him to leave, right? So I'm not gonna pay no woman to be here. Do you want to be here? Well, then kick something in then. Well, you don't want to kick nothing in, then you ain't gotta be here. You want to kick nothing in, you ain't gotta be here. But you're not coming over here for free, because you come over here for free. That's why you're here. You're not here for me. And if you say I ain't masculine, well, say that over at your house. You know, I'm not having no woman. Listen, because I know women. I don't know if these people don't. I don't know if these people don't believe me about how I used to live, but they just don't care. I really know women for real. And I know most women are settling. Most women don't really like to do they with. It's really just what he doing. I know many women married right now. The only reason they're married is because they can't financially support themselves in that same way. I know a lot of women right now, with men right now, that if they hit the lottery, they wouldn't fuck with him, but they're going to be with that man probably for the rest of their life because of what he's doing. I don't ever want to be that dude. Now, I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just would rather not be that dude. I'd rather have a woman that like me for me. I don't see nothing wrong with you taking care of a woman and you know, well, hey, man, that's a benefit of being with me. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not going to do it.
That's the ugly truth. And you know how we know he's not lying? I reacted to a video when the husband asked his wife, if somebody offered you $50K a month to leave, would you? And she said yes in a heartbeat.
Them gyal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Them gyal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
No hesitation, she would leave the husband and the kids for $50K a month. So he's really not lying. He said if a woman was to win the lotto, she would leave. It's a sad truth. It's a feminist society. It's how women were programmed. It's how women were raised. So in knowing this, in understanding this concept, save yourselves, black men. Even if you decide to get married to one of these feminist creatures, protect yourself. Prenup. Everything you can do to protect yourself. And any woman who will be against you protecting yourself, even in knowing how the dating market is, in knowing how messed up it is a woman you should stay away from.
Red flag when nothing know, red flag when you don't see it.
If she's going to get offended at you asking her for a prenup, you can bring her all the facts, all the data, all the statistics, and she's still going to get offended. It's a telltale sign. You don't even have to ask no more questions. Just leave.
And it's really not a hard concept to understand. It really isn't. You want a man to bring something to the table. A man sit up there and tell you the whole value that he brings to the table. And you sit up there and think still after all of that, you don't have to bring nothing but your looks. How does that make any sense?
So I'm having a first date. I'm not sure what to do or what to wear. Should I go casual? Should I get dressed up? If I get too dressed up, it might give a false impression. But if I go too casual, he may think I'm boring. What do you think?
I think you're overthinking it. You're a little too energetic.
Too energetic, yeah.
$150 to meet with this woman. Have her tell me I am not worthy of love as I am, but the fact that I need to change in order to be worthy of love and partnership. Which honestly, I think for that reason alone, she should have her matchmaking license taken away, because we shouldn't be pushing on these narratives that people are not worthy as they are, and essentially telling women that the type of woman they are isn't worthy of love. That is a narrative that should not be given to anyone, or it is dangerous commentary. And the fact that she said this to my face had some audacity. Well, we're celebrating my 38th birthday tonight, and we are going to wash all of what she said aside. I am so excited. And we're going to believe that no matter the type of woman you are, love is out there for you. We are not going to listen to this toxic narrative.
Things then escalated very quickly when the matchmaker essentially said that she doesn't think they're a good match and that her service is not for her. She's not ready for her service, that maybe she should try somewhere else. And she automatically took the rejection from a matchmaker to say that they're not a good match to automatically assuming that meant the matchmaker was saying that she's not worthy of love. The matchmaker told her a few things that she could try to improve her chances of finding love, and she automatically took that as an insult. For me, that is just a sign of low self-esteem, and that is a way of your brain trying to make you feel better about your life, when actually what you need to do is take a deep look at yourself and let your guard down. Like, stop putting on this confident front, because obviously you're not, and that's why you're saying these things. Like, an actual confident person wouldn't go around telling everyone like,
I'm so desirable, I need a man who's at or above my level. If I get a nice guy who's just obsessed with me, I can't have that because I'll just eat them for breakfast, or I'll just, like, you know, shoot them up and spit them out.
Like a normal, healthy person who is self-assured will not say things like that. It's always the broke men that say that they're afraid of gold diggers. Like, actual rich men with money, with wealth, aren't going around telling everyone that they're scared of meeting a gold digger. Just like an actual rich, wealthy person wouldn't go around bragging about their money. It's always the people who are not actually wealthy or has money like to go around and showing off and telling people how much money they have. It's like the same idea. It's like they're compensating for what they're actually lacking, which in this case is self-esteem. If you have the tendency to say things like, I can't date a nice guy because I'll just chew them up and spit them out, or I'll eat them for breakfast, or oh, they just can't handle me. If you tend to say things like that, like, take a pause and ask yourself, why are you actually saying things like that? Like, is that your experience? Have you ever met a nice guy and you just think, oh, I can't respect them because they're just so nice to me? Or is it a self-defense mechanism because you feel that you have low self-esteem, and in order to prop yourself up, you need to push other people down? And in this case, it's imaginary men that you haven't met in your life and saying that you'll eat them for breakfast.
One thing that I would say is, you know why rich people don't go around talking about that? Is because the money's going to talk. That's what's happening. The money's talking. So if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, or I feel like you're going to do something that you shouldn't be doing, then a trust or a prenup or some legal document has already been set up in place to where all of that foolishness that you got going on, it goes out the window. What you see with most people who have been in the industry trading a long time is automated systems. That means when they're trading, in order to take emotion out of it, they just set it and forget it. I'm taking all my emotion out of it. Just go ahead and do it. So that way, when I get into it and I'm feeling a certain way, it's already done. The rules, the terms of engagement have already been set. I'm thinking of one man, rich guy, sat around debating with, I don't know if they call them liberals, but they call them people against capitalism. I think it was what it was. And he said, man, for all my kids, they have a trust set up that before they get married, or a system set up that before they get married, all of their partners are signing prenups, or else they're not going to be able to access the money. Yep. I didn't work this hard to lose my money. So this whole stuff about, you think they complain about this, and this. The men, which y'all keep on getting played by, don't complain about it because they already know they're buying you. You are for sale. That's why they're not complaining about it, because they're spending their money on you. You are the product. You are the commodity. Like, it's you. But real people that have real wealth, well, let me not say real wealth, because some of these guys that y'all be messing with are actually wealthy. But the people who are actually, like, not into that sort of thing, or maybe they are, the point is, all of their money that they not spending, all of their discretionary, all of the stuff that's not discretionary funds, you better believe they got that packed up, tied up, wrapped up somewhere else that you can't get to it.
And men do need that space more than women in a lot of circumstances.
You know what pisses me off the most about this whole conversation is women are told their entire lives to accommodate for men being slower than we are. Like, when we're younger, it's, oh, girls mature faster than boys. And, you know, boys will be boys. Boys are so silly. Men can't take care of themselves. Men can't clean up after themselves. Men can't remember birthdays or doctor's appointment. And yet, society affords their helplessness and uselessness with positions of power, with more money, with more promotions, with more opportunities. And women are not only expected to put up with this, but expected to let these guys get a minute to think. Sorry, if you need a data buffer like Internet Explorer to formulate a response in a conversation, you should not be afforded positions of power. Like, you shouldn't be political leaders, you shouldn't be CEOs, you shouldn't be CFOs, you shouldn't have a podcast if it takes you so long and so slow and we need to think. Two things can't be true. You can't have it all. You can't have accommodations and then accomplishments. And it just pisses me off that we're all sat back here being like, well, no, little boys need their little time to think. No! Fucking grow up. No, not even grow up. Catch up. Catch up. Because women have been outgrowing you at every stage in life, and yet somehow you're out earning us. It pisses me off.
So what's funny is a guy came back maybe like 2 or 3 videos later, and she was complaining about a man that said, basically the man started roasting her, and she got upset that the man started roasting her. And the guy said, well, you get mad at the man from roasting you, but you sit up here and talk about how you're hating men, like how you don't like men. Well, if that's what you got from my video, the first video, then, you know, you need to switch your perspective. Well, this is the first video that you were talking about. Oh, men expected to do this, 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 and this. And then if he were to read the comments, it says right here, man hater TikTok is paradise. I feel truly belong here. So basically she's saying, I feel like I truly belong here is what she's actually trying to say. Another woman says, man hater talk. We need membership cards with glitter. Another woman says, I wish I could super like this compliment or this comment. So once again, he was right. He might not have been able to explain himself in the way that you wanted him to explain himself, but he was right. You're making content that says, well, I really don't like when men talk to me like this or say X, Y, and Z. Basically, I don't like when men hold me accountable. I like to come on here and be a man hater. I like to come on here and tell men they don't know what they're talking about. They never know what they're talking about. You got women in the comments talk about their children, their entire lives, basically their children. So if a man says you're basically saying that you don't like men, really, honestly and truly, you feel like you're more, maybe not that you hate men, but you feel like you're more superior than men, which a lot of these modern women do. And when a man calls you out for feeling that way, then you get upset with him, and you and all the other women in the comments try to get on his case when the man was actually right. He's actually right about that. It says, I'm so tired of men rejecting me because I'm 55 years old with a mom bod. I feel so alone. Roxy, I don't think it's because you're 55 years old with the mom bod. I really don't. I think it might be other factors, but maybe not so much that.
Well, this is how guys really feel about Valentine's Day.
No, I think most men, if they honestly admitted the way they really feel, Valentine's Day is just no good.
Well, how do you know that?
I went around and I asked all my male coworkers in this building what they thought of Valentine's Day. Here it is. What do you think of Valentine's Day?
It's for the girls. I hate it. I can't stand it. It's dumb.
I think it's overrated.
I think that it is a woman's attempt to get more gifts.
Colossal waste of time and money.
I don't look forward to it. I don't dread it. It's just kind of there.
That paperweight.
Exactly, like the paperweight.
Damn. That's the best gift you've ever received.
I've never gotten any gift for Valentine's Day. Chocolate, maybe, dinner. Food. Usually a card. I get a card.
It's about $3.
Well, no, she shops at BJ's, so they're cheaper there. They're like $1.50.
I don't believe I ever really received a really nice gift.
This is really weird, but I got one of those like hearts that look like the chocolate boxes, but inside was beef jerky. Yes, so it was a jerky heart.
My wife will always say, I don't want anything. Don't get me anything. Yeah. I'll be mad if you get something. Don't spend any money.
I don't even get my wife anything because I think it's the worst holiday ever made up.
But if I don't get anything, it'll come up.
I don't really like sending cards or getting them, but I like making out.
It's all a charade because they all say, we don't want anything. It's stupid, but don't get something and you know what's going to happen. 6 months from now, it'll come up.
What do you think of Valentine's Day?
Oh, I think it's bull.
Yo, ladies, the same way y'all want to feel special, don't forget to make your mans feel just as special. You want gifts? Make sure you getting them a gift too. You see these guys? They're miserable. So you got to do just a little bit more than what they getting, which is not much. And we be appreciative for the littlest things because we're not used to getting gifts. But you don't want to feel like a liability, a bill, an expense when it's not your birthday, it's not Christmas, it's not a holiday, it's not an anniversary, but you expect something. So make sure you're making your dude feel special too. Also, your toto is not a form of currency to make up for not getting him something. We get that shit on the regular. That's not a form of payment for this day, especially when I got to come out of pocket for you. So you got to come out of pocket for me and then we good. Valentine's Day is not just for the ladies. It's supposed to be for both. So don't make it feel like a bill because then that's just going to be over with.
This couple right here broke up after this video. Look at this.
No, go 360. Go 360. You're not wearing that to the gym.
Why not?
You don't see what's wrong with it? When you put that on this morning, you thought it was appropriate for you to wear that to the gym?
Yeah, I'm wearing gym clothes. Why not? No one's even looking at me there.
Now, this thing really striked up a conversation in the comment section. And I want to know what y'all think about this, because I'm going to tell you my side. This has been going on for so long. Everyone is saying, in the comments right now, everyone's saying, well, she's fully clothed. Yeah, you are. I agree. You are fully clothed. But the reason that he doesn't want you to wear that is because, number one, it's all pink. So it's going to grab attention. That's number one. Number two, it looks like you have nothing on because of how tight it is. And women been doing this for a while. And y'all just been doing this for a while. And y'all know y'all have. The thing is, women think that it can slide because you're fully clothed, which you are. You are. Nothing's hanging out. But that's not the problem. The problem is you're fully clothed, but we can see everything. That's the problem. So, and it's crazy that they broke up because of this. I want to know if that's real. Y'all let me know. Did they really break up? Because that's what it says. So, and if they did break up, then hey, man. But yeah, that's not appropriate for the gym. You're wearing all pink, number one. Why would you want to wear all that? You want to wear something that you don't mind getting dirty, because the gym is essentially dirty. So yeah, she was doing this for attention. So hey, y'all let me know. Like for more.
When people say I should be nicer to men, but this is modern chivalry.
All right, big man, go.
Like actually? Like actually? I can't believe he actually let the door slam in my face. That's actually crazy.
Okay, so this chick is mad pressed because I guess she was expecting this guy to do the thing where, like, when you're holding the door open, you look behind you to make sure that no one else is coming through, which I personally do and I recommend doing no matter what gender you are. It's just a general courtesy. But my question is, why was she recording? That's always the first question I ask in these situations. Why was the phone out and why were you recording? Because now I'm wondering if you did this on purpose. Like, if you were literally just waiting out to run out at the last opportunity so you could get this, like, victimhood on camera. Because this looks avoidable. Because from our angle, it looks like the guy just did not bother to look around at all, leaving the door to slam in your face, which, yeah, maybe not the most courteous guy of all time, but also, that's not mandatory. Good thing you're not dating him. Bad thing you absolutely had to have your recording phone in your hand instead of in your pocket or a bag so that you had absolutely no way of catching the door as it closed. And this is the difference between a person who is grateful for random acts of kindness versus a person who simply feels entitled to random acts of kindness to the point that they don't even have enough self-preservation to take care of themselves. They just expect everyone else around them to do that for them. Like, unless you made eye contact with him, why would you assume he even saw you? I don't know, y'all. What do you think? Do I think it's typically a good habit to look behind you when you're opening a door in public? Absolutely, I do. But if there is no eye contact, man, this is just Darwinism. Just be glad you didn't spill that whole drink all over your dumb ass.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I try to open the door and look around and stuff like that. Go to the gas station. I see somebody coming, or even if I don't see anybody coming, or I'm looking out or whatever it is, I'll look back to see. That's just the way I was raised, right? But she might have had her phone out because, you know, a lot of women nowadays are on social media. So they're probably recording their drink and kind of trying to show you around where they're, you know, I'm leaving, I just got my drink. So they're going to do a shot of me going and getting my drink, you know, the hand in front of the camera, picking it up. But then they're going to also do a shot of me walking out into the beautiful weather. And they're going to put that all together as a day in the life of X, Y, and Z. Really making a story / video about themselves is maybe why she was recording. So, you know, honestly, I don't think that she had to put that. I don't know why the person behind her, or maybe it was her, that said, I hate men. That type of rhetoric is kind of weird. And then when you say stuff like that, you're kind of like, oh, well, you know, with this type of attitude, why would a man help you out?
Ladies, it's important to carry yourself like a wife before your husband even finds you. Let me break this down. Because a lot of women want to be wives but still moving with no direction or convictions. You can't pray for a husband and live like you don't respect yourself. Carrying yourself like a wife is not about cooking for men. It's not about doing wife duties for boyfriends. It's about how you move when nobody is claiming you. A wife does not entertain everybody that wants access. A wife does not flirt with any little attention she gets. A wife does not move off every little emotion she feels when she's lonely. And this is where the problem is. Too many women think being chosen means being desired. No, being chosen is about being trusted. Marriage is not built on vibes. It's built on character. If you cannot control your mouth now, marriage won't save you. And if you cannot control your body now, a ring won't suddenly give you discipline. And that's the truth. Carrying yourself like a wife means you do not need attention from every man who looks in your direction to feel valuable. You do not need validation to feel secure. You don't need a man to tell you who you are. You already know because of who you are in Christ and who he tells you to be. A wife knows how to pause instead of react. She knows how to leave situations that do not align, even when she likes the person. She knows how to sit in loneliness without filling it with confusion. And let's be honest, a lot of women want the benefits of marriage without the responsibility of it. They want provision, but not submission to God. They want protection, but don't even protect their own spirit. They want leadership, but don't even know how to be led. The Bible says a wise woman builds her house. That does not start with a man. That starts with discipline. How you dress when nobody is checking you, how you speak when you're emotional, how you move when temptation shows up. Marriage does not build character, it exposes it. So if you really want to be a wife one day, stop asking where he at and start asking, am I ready? Because the man you're praying for is not looking for potential chaos. He's looking for peace. And peace is a lifestyle. Carry yourself like a wife now, not to attract a man, but because you respect the assignment. And when the right man shows up, you won't have to audition for it. He'll recognize you because God does not miss.
I'm on a first date and I thought we were going to go like into the town and get some food and breakfast and drinks. And this guy takes me into the middle of the ocean and it's so foggy. And I think we might not survive this. What an interesting first date.
Sorry, you said you would rather get some drinks for breakfast? That's shocking to me. I thought you'd rather be chewing on some wood, maybe building a dam. I don't. I'm just kidding.
I think he was trying to think outside the box, because women always say, oh man, do something that's unique. And I think he was just trying to do something that's unique.
This proves there's still hope.
What type of girl are you looking for?
I'm looking for a submissive, godly, unvaccinated one.
What?
Unvaccinated.
No, the first word.
Submissive.
Oh, submissive.
Yes.
What is that mean?
Be submissive is to put yourself under the authority of your husband. Biblical. There's also responsibility on the male side to that, as well as a wife to submit to her husband and a husband to die to himself for his wife.
So you're not into boss babes?
No, I don't think that works.
Why?
Because I think it's against men's nature.
To be like confident and bossy?
No, not confident. I think that confidence for a woman is great. I just think that bossing a man around is outside of a woman's nature. Boss babes, women that do not want to submit to male authority in their life, whether that's your father or your pastor or your husband, I think that just leads to problems. And I think if you look around the world today, I just see it everywhere, where there are a lot of women that you get to do whatever they want to do.
If you got a girl pregnant when you marry her?
I wouldn't have sex with her before I married her.
Oh, so you're waiting till marriage to have
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So you're very conservative. You don't like liberals.
And I would say I'm more Christian. I think that aligns more with conservative values. I'm not a fan of liberals. I think that it's an ugly ideology.
So you think liberals are unhappy?
I do think they're unhappy. I think it's a really self-defeating philosophy that encourages a victim mindset, and I wish that people wouldn't buy into it, but I get the allure. Being a victim feels good
So
sometimes.
Hollywood you want to stay away from Hollywood?
Yeah, I want to live in the middle of nowhere on a farm.
How about the gender roles? Lately, the gender roles have been switched.
I don't think they've been switched. I just think they've been kind of subverted. I don't think that you can really switch them. I think you can fight against them.
Okay.
It's really sad because when people aren't within the way God designed them to be, they're not going to be as effective as they could or should be in who they're made to be.
Where'd you get your values from, Dad?
Nah, the Bible.
Do you believe in pro-choice?
No, I think that's murder.
So you don't believe women has their own rights to their body?
They have their own rights to their own body, but that's not their body. I mean, that's a completely separate entity. In California, if you shoot a pregnant woman, you get charged with double murder. I would say that it's all just not your body.
In case you are wondering, this is what biblical masculinity looks like. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments and share this video.
How did we even go from this to this? So I'm pretty sure that image on the left, I'm pretty sure that was before 1967. That's when they took prayer in the Bible out of school. So that's, if I had to take a guess, I think it's when they removed society from God is when you end up with a situation like that. If I had to take a guess.
According to this clip, 90% of trainers sleep with their clients.
Every female that I've trained, I've done something with her. Bro, the game is so gone. Listen. It's so bad. It's unbelievable. I've got a friend, he's a personal trainer. She was married, yeah? She was, listen, I've got this wedding coming. I want to get in shape. Bro, they get married. A week before honeymoon, he chopped it, bro. Wow. If you're a man and your girl wants a personal trainer, you either train her or tell her to leave, bro. There's a reason why there's stereotypes. Every male personal trainer, I'm not gonna say every male. Let's say 80% of them. Can we say 90? Bro, I'm even gonna say 90, bro. You need to be a personal trainer to understand that. Because I've got friends who are personal trainers. After every session, bro, she's so sexy. Oh, bro, a week later he's doing something with her. Every female that I've trained, I've done something with her.
You know the worst part? He's probably not wrong. When I was 18, I went to go shadow a trainer. At the time, I was getting my training certification. I didn't know this guy very well, but he trained mostly females. And about 30 minutes into me shadowing him, he tells me how he's sleeping with about half of them. I remember thinking, that's a terrible way to build a business. I also remember thinking this guy's life is probably very stressful and this won't end well. Coaching is a very intimate space. You are working with people's goals, you're working with their physiques, you're working with their relationship with themselves and their relationship with their body. There's a reason there's that stereotype that trainers become like therapists. People open up to their coaches. Part of your responsibility as a coach is to honor that relationship. As the leader of the session, you set the tone as to what conversations are appropriate to have, as to what energy you bring to the session and to the environment. Now, when you're looking for a coach, you can probably figure out a lot about their vibe and what they tolerate based off the content that they produce, what they talk about. And so do your research when you're hiring a coach. This is the world that we live in. I just believe that as a coach, it is your job to set the tone as to what's acceptable and what's not. And I also believe it's your job as the coach to make sure that you don't cross certain lines that would create what is already an intimate interaction, training and coaching and transforming, and leverage that to your own benefit.
Yeah, you can celebrate the wins and the losses with that person. You know, you guys might hug. Hey, man, I'm so excited, especially if you lose weight, especially if you start off at a certain weight or a certain look, and you work for, sometimes these men and women work for like months and years with the same trainer to knock off weight that they've been had for like literally 10, 15 years, literally. And so when you start seeing real results and you finally get to your goal, you're like, man, it's so nice to share this with somebody. And so it's easy to slip into those sorts of moments to where that is. So yes, as a trainer, you have to maintain a sort of professionalism, but also as the person coming to the trainer, you have to do your part to be professional as well.
Somebody tell me why I have a beautiful house, warm, cozy, and yet this is where my husband is.
You know, this really reminds me of Proverbs 21:9, where God says it's better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. Honestly, I feel so bad for that man.
If your girl ever says, you're controlling, translation, I don't like the fact that you hold me accountable for my poor decisions and are willing to walk away from me because of said decisions. Because let me be clear about this, guys. You're not going to tell your girl, hey, you better not do that. You better not do that. You let her make a choice because we don't got to control over here. Don't control us. We don't control them. We control our destiny. That's the only thing we control. And it's up to her if she wants to be within that destiny. Okay? And it's your job to make sure that destiny is fruitful enough where she wants to be a part of it. A lot of you niggas ain't got no destiny. I'll be honest, man. But for some of you guys that do got a future, right? It's not about being controlling. It's about being in control of your life and being in control of the people that are going to share the benefits of said life. So it's very simple. Hey, you want to do that? Cool. Just understand that you're single when you come back, if you do. And then she can make a choice. Isn't that what women fought for? Didn't they fight? I'm just giving them what they want, right? Like, didn't they fight for the women's suffrage choice? Like, right? Because I'll tell you how big is this? Like, what, 50 years ago? The hit with the Sean Connery? Welcome punch! I think I'm being charitable. I think I'm being pretty charitable, all right? Compared to what it used to be, you know? So it's up to her. She decides what she wants to do. If she wants to go ahead and be on some bullshit and go to the club, she can do that. But she's going to be single when she comes back.
My name's Jess.
Is that your husband?
Oh, no. Ew, disgusting. That's my best friend. I've known him since I was 15. I'm 30.
Hey, you don't think he finds you attractive?
Oh, he does.
Has he ever made a move on you?
He has.
And what do you do?
We fuck, but it's not like that.
So y'all fuck, but you don't give him a chance?
Yeah, no.
Why is that? How come you can't give him a chance?
Because I have a man that's in prison.
In those relationships, were you still friends with him?
Friends, but like, that's past tense. Like, it was just fun. It wasn't like serious.
So you were still friends with him even though you're in the relationship?
Yeah.
And did your husband know that you're intimate with him or your boyfriend?
Oh, no.
It's an evil world we live in.
I quit asking girls their body count a very long time ago because if the answer's higher than 2 and you don't regret both dearly, I have no choice but to projectile vomit.
I quit a
So if I get angry with my daughter and I have a temper, she will check me because I dealt with the situation in a way that shouldn't have been dealt with.
Wait, your daughter can check you?
She will say that. I teach her to say, like, if you feel like mommy was being real mean, raised my voice, had a temper.
It makes sense. The father isn't in the home, right?
No, not.
And this is why it's very detrimental to kids when they are being raised by single moms, because why does a child have authority over the mom? That's nonsensical. The child at a very young age should not have any authority over the parents, because those are the years where they need mental development, physical development. They don't need to be the parent in the home. They need a parent. In a 2-parent household, if the child isn't listening to the mother, the father steps into place and then corrects the child.
Right, yeah.
And then also corrects the child and say, hey, don't speak to your mother that way, or I'm going to whoop you. No more PlayStation. No going out with your friends. There's going to be some type of disciplinarian action that takes place. But basically, y'all swapped. You started playing the child's role and the child started playing the parent's role. And that's what leads to the destruction of the youth. This is how children end up having a problem with authority, because in their younger ages, they are playing the authority role. So then they get pulled over by a cop. They're talking back to the cop, not listening. Now they're in handcuffs and they're in jail because they didn't comply and get their driver's license, because they felt like, well, I don't even listen to my mom. I got to correct my mom. What makes you think that I'm going to listen to you?
No,
You're not my mother. An extraordinary man is literally just an average woman. Oh, wow, he cooks, he cleans, he communicates.
No, rating men and women on the same scale is asinine and a recipe for disaster, but science can help us cook up something better. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living. 3 science-backed facts you should know. Number 1, men are built and trained from a young age to be ambitious providers. Many women are looking for that, and it's a good thing. Number 2, men are built and trained from a young age to be physically powerful. Again, many women are looking for that, and it's a good thing. And then finally, number 3, Men are really good at something called mental rotation, and that makes them especially good at building things, at engineering, at creating the foundation and backbone for our physical society. Roads, bridges, buildings, the things we use and work in every day. If you don't like those things, we could go back to an earlier time, but I don't think anybody's going to be on board with that. If you're sick of the noise from the influencers, follow me for daily science-backed reels. It's all here.
I do want to say this, and I say this all the time, and I'm pretty sure 90 to 100% of men will attest to this. We'll take respect all day over love. Because if you respect me, you'll never do anything to purposely hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you love me and you know it's no consequences to what you're about to do, you can talk to me any kind of way. You can disrespect me with your words. And you know that because I love you, you are not going to do, you can do whatever you want.
Right.
But if you respect me, you know it's consequences. Just like how a lot of men say, treat me how you treat your boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know if you talk to your boss the way you talk to me, those consequences are you gone.
You're out of here.
Right? So now you thinking about all of the long-term effects of you talking like that.
Mm-hmm.
Treat me the same way. Think about the long-term effects that it not only is going to cause you, but it's going to cause me. You're going to hurt me. You're going to make me shut down. You're going to make me feel like you don't love me.
If his money is your money, then what do you owe him? A feminine woman doesn't just spend a man's money. She multiplies it. What does that mean? You buy her a house, she turns it into a home. You take her on a trip, she turns it into memories. You give her love, she gives you children. You give her provision, she gives you peace, beauty, and stability. That's multiplication. That's why men who provide feel like kings, because their woman makes their investment expand in ways money ever could. A woman's obligation isn't to split bills. It's to multiply the life you're building together.
Boom. Mic drop. Nothing else needs to be said. This lady's dropping some fire. And for the women that are watching this, I believe that's what scripture has called women to do. And for Christian women, there are so many out there that are doing an incredible job working on multiplying the efforts of their husband and also multiplying their own efforts, but having a focus on expanding what God is doing through their husbands. And so I love this lady's train of thought. This is some serious fire. Men, what do you need to do? We need to be showing up in a way where our wives want to multiply what we are doing and how we are investing our time and our love into them. Some of you are so disconnected and so self-centered that your wife doesn't want to multiply. She doesn't want to go over and above for you. So men that are watching this, show up in a way where you are all about your wife and she will become all about you.
The biggest ick that men have for women, yes, we have icks too. It's not how you do your makeup. It's not even how you smell. It's something that should be taught in schools and that would create epic, thriving, amazing relationships even when they've gone bad. By the way, I'm Taylor Love. I help explain the man brain. If you like that kind of stuff, hit the follow button. The biggest ick that men have for women is when women do not appreciate them for the little things that they do. Number one thing I see in thriving relationships is the entitlement appreciation ratio is in sync, meaning there's very low entitlement, very high appreciation in the thriving relationships. And the inverse is true. Lots of entitlement, very low appreciation in the toxic relationships where people are nitpicking at each other, stonewalling, complaining about each other, gossiping about each other. There's not really a bunch of respect present. Ladies, you need to know that we men are fueled by appreciation. And like Alison Armstrong says in her book, Keys to the Kingdom, men will go where they are appreciated. If you find that a man is spending a whole bunch of time at work, or he's always with his buddies, he's just always out of the house, because a man is going to go where he is appreciated. Appreciation is like a magnet. It is like an oasis. It is like a shade-giving tree to a man. It affirms that he is valued and he is needed. And if you knew what it was like to be a man, without feeling valued and without feeling needed, it genuinely feels like there's not much to live for. And like I've said in a bunch of my videos, men lead, but women go first. Follow for more.
The best way, the best strategy to have harmonious conversations, to never ever fight ever again. You never have to have a fight ever again. You have disagreements, but you never have to fight ever again if you start off your conversation with praise.
Now tell me what that looks like in essence, because for some people that could look like
give me a scenario and we'll role play.
Not being helpful, not feeling like I'm getting enough help in the home, the chores.
Okay. So if my husband, let's say I hate doing the dishes, which is true because I like my nails look a certain way. I'd have to acknowledge that he does help around the house in some manner. It may not be to the degree that I want. So prior to me speaking to my husband, I'm spending time with the Lord. I'm working on dismantling the lies that I'm telling myself so that when I have the conversation, I don't say things like never or you always. Because that got to come out my system. That's not his to bear. But by the time I come to my husband, I should have already feel so loved and so blessed because I rehearsed in my mind all the things he did well. Because my brain doesn't know that it didn't happen in real time. My brain thought that it happened right in the moment that I was thinking it.
I'm with you.
So when I speak to him, I'm going to esteem him and I'm going to speak to him in a way that affirms what I love that he does so well. And then it'll be followed up by, is there any chance you can also help me out with the dishes as I do XYZ? So that he knows that I'm not passing something over to him by being lazy. But
essentially what you're doing is checking yourself on a regular basis, right? You're thinking of a way to give your partner praise. What you see a lot of these modern women doing is, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that right, and I can't believe, and then they just go down a list of things, and then it just becomes a snowball. Oh, it just gets worse because X, Y, and Z, he didn't do this, and a lot of that stuff is actually like small stuff. In all honesty, it's small stuff that maybe he did or didn't do, but then in looking at all the things that he did and didn't do, you move and shift the focus off of who you are and who you've been in the relationship. And you never slow down and say, well, I haven't done this either, so maybe I'd be a little bit easier. And that's the thing that modern women continue to miss, right? You might be completely right about this man. Well, he don't do this, he don't do that, he don't do this, he don't do that. But what he does do is this, and this. And I know for myself that I don't do this. I know I do this, and this. But I know for sure that I don't do this, and this. I know that. Now you're slowing down. You're backing up and saying, okay, I'm recognizing what he's doing. I'm recognizing what he's not doing. And then I'm recognizing what I'm doing. And then I'm recognizing what I'm not doing. So when I walk up to him, I know while I'm about to talk to him, I know there's some things that he can probably say about me too. And so when I walk in there, now I'm like, oh, well, let me take where I was going to come on 10. I was going to come in at a 10. Now I kind of say, is there any way that we can do this, and this? Or, hey, babe, so on the dishes thing, can you show me how you do that again? And then he shows you, now why you do that? You see how it comes out? It's like, why you keep on doing that? Versus, now why you do that? Well, when I was little, my mom used to do this, and oh, okay. So now I understand a little bit more about why you do the things you do. And instead of blasting off, I can say, oh, I did it like, see, I was thinking you did this, and this, and I did it like this because of this, and this. And I found it more efficient, and you show your way. And he might back up and say, man, why I've been doing it this way this whole time? Or, get this, he might not change the way he's doing things. And you might have to go behind him, and you might have to say, okay, let me put this here, you put this there. And there's going to be a lot of times you say to yourself, man, this is annoying, having to do this, and this. I shouldn't have to pick up this. I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to clean that. And for sure, you're going to get upset. Obviously, absolutely. But you learn to keep your attitude and your mouth in check. You are still upset about the situation. You are still angry about the situation. But the way you approach the situation is different. You might be upset the whole entire afternoon. You see it in the morning, you just waiting on them to come home, or you waiting to get to the house, you waiting till they get to the house. You can't even think straight. But the way that you process it and the way that you approach it might be different from what you're feeling. Like I said, They might leave clothes all, and women do this too. I know they don't like to say they rooms be flat out dirty, flat out just filthy, messy. But they don't want to say, oh, I'm just clean. I'm this. No, you're not. Some of you ladies out there ain't that clean. So it's all in the way that you're approaching the situation.